Hello there and welcome back to the Python series. So you are about to be a great Python programmer and I'm pretty much sure that you will be if you'll complete this course. So keep your enthusiasm high and let's continue. So my example in the last movie was not that pretty much good if I'll talk about this movie. You can name your child anything, maybe you are quite young for that, but one day you will be a dad. So you can name your child anything, maybe Sam, maybe Kevin, maybe George, or pretty much anything. But that is not how the life works in the Python. You are restricted to not to use some keywords. Now, a very good question be why? Why it is so? I want to name my variable if. So if I say if is equals to 3, Python will obviously complain because this is not at all a right syntax. If keyword is reserved. So how do I know what keyword are reserved? Now, typical answer would be just let it be like that. If it complains, just make sure that you are not allowed to use that. And eventually, obviously, with the time, everyone learns out that the keywords like if, else, continue, class, break are not at all allowed to use. But for a newbie programmer, it might be a challenge. So I'll solve this challenge for you. For rest of the guys, you can feel free to skip the movie till the end so that you can directly see a list of entire the keywords which are not allowed to be used. Otherwise, if you are an experienced programmer, simply feel free to skip the entire movie. You are feel free to do so. So what are those keywords? We need to make sure that they do not create any problems such like that. So again, you will have to hear a lot of tick 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 from my keyboard. I cannot make sure that it can go away, and also my interpreter is going to complain a lot. Later on, I'll comment all of them. Now we will talk about the comments in a later on movie. These are really an essential part, but right now let's just talk about them. Now these are really simple. I have the and keyword, which is not allowed. Now of course it is looked like that, and apart from the end, let me just write what are those. Now make sure that you also write them along with me. You may be writing on a piece of paper, a napkin paper if you're watching it on a go, on a train, on a subway, or you might be sitting in a class. So make sure that you write them along with me. That's the only way to learn them, and these are really important. So there is an assert, and notice Eclipse is helping me out. There is a break and there is a class. Let me just hit a enter. There is a class. After that there is a continue. Notice how Eclipse is helping me. So one more good hint is make sure that Eclipse is popping up out, but it might prompting to something wrong sometimes. But let's just say we have a def, we have again a del. After that we have a elif, again a keyword. We have got else, which is again a keyword. We have got except, and I'll make sure that it's out there. Now again, this is calling as exception, but we are not looking for that. We are looking for the except. So I'll just write it down and I'll say except. And again, how I did that. So again, really, I don't want to do that, but simply sometimes the suggestion actually makes a lot of things go away. And I'll simply say except, hit space bar, and then I move enter. And there is an exec, which is for executable, but I'll not talk much about the details in that. Finally, now we need a couple of room to actually make sure that we see everything. So we are back on the line number 20 after the finally. Again, very important, the for keyword, but we will talk about that later on. Then we are on to the from, then we have got the global, then we have got our favorite if, then we have got a syntax of import, and there is my foremost favorite in and is, which are really powerful. Lambda, again a new feature, but really powerful. There is it not, and I typed it like that. And after the not, there is a or, there is a pass, there is very important, and we have used it already. There is a print. We are not allowed to make our variable classes or anything as a print. Then we have got a raise, a return, a try, and yes, of course there is a true as well. Nothing wrong about that. And apart from the true, we have got a try. And of course whenever there is a try, there is a catch as well, which we have already written kind of, but there is a catch which is out there. And right now it's not saying keyword, but you are not allowed to have a catch as well. Then we have got a while as well. We have got with as well. We have got yield as well. And there is got, I literally mistyped it. Sometimes I do that. But this is the entire list which is in front of you. I might missed one or two, I'm not pretty sure, but definitely I have tried my best to remember all of them. You do not have to remember them. If you have seen them at least once, or if you have simply typed them or written them with a piece of paper or napkin, it is really the great thing. You have followed my instruction to the line, and I'm really proud on you. So you are not allowed to use these couple of names for your functions, maybe your variables or anything in that. These are reserved keywords, and all of them have special meaning in the entire Python. So nothing much to be worried about. We will take care what they exactly do, but right now make sure that you have a nice look on them. And for the experienced programmer, I hope most of them have already skipped the movie, but if still, just for the sake of completion, you are with me, make sure that you at least take a one look at this, because whenever I'll be talking about declaring a variable, I really don't want this kind of error to be popping up. So go ahead and let's see you out in the next movie.